We told you earlier that President Bola Tinubu has now directed the immediate release of 52 minors detained during the nationwide protests in Kano and Kaduna states on the 3rd of August. Joining me now for more understanding of this story is legal practitioner Ivan Sufele. Mr. Ofele, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So how does this work? What's the legal framework? Because already a court of law has given them fine to the tune of 10 million naira each. And then the next sitting is going to be January 2025. What happens with these president's pronouncements?
Well, the president cannot release those defendants by wave of hand. There's a process, there's a procedure. Now, but because the way the media jumped on the news, it looked like the president can just call the correctional center or whatever and say release them. That's not how it is done. The president have an attorney general, the attorney general of the federation, whose duty under section 211 of the 1999 constitution is to take over or discontinue criminal cases. So the president's instruction is to the attorney general of the federation, who will now exercise that power under section 211, wherein it is clearly stated in the constitution that the attorney general of the federation have the power to discontinue criminal prosecution or, to take over same. But there's a proviso there. He must do same, judiciously and judicially. That is the caveat there. Now, when you look at the victims or the defendants under reference, they are minors who are not supposed to be brought under such condition. Okay, so ab initio, it was a wrong move. Now, the president also has powers, what we call prerogative of mercy under section 175 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, but that power cannot be exercised in this case. You have to be someone who has been convicted, okay, someone whom judgment has been passed against, or someone who have also served his present term. Okay, so, but in the case of that reference, the president cannot exercise that. So he will call on the attorney general, who now have this power to take over and discontinue to do same. So the attorney general will now file a motion before the court, okay, pursuant to section 211 of the constitution, citing all the relevant section and subsection to that effect. Then the court will strike the matter out.
Can that be done before the adjourned date of January next year?
Of course, the attorney general of the federation will apply for abridgment of time. Okay, if there's an adjournment to a particular date that is far, you bring your motion to that effect, asking the court to abridge time, and the court will hear that motion, grant same, then the defendants can be brought to court on an earlier date, wherein the attorney general of the federation will move the motion, and same motion can be ruled upon either on a later date or the same day, and the case will be struck out. Because the case was entered via an error, okay, and that error must be corrected by law. You cannot just waive it. The solution to that problem is embedded in the law.
Talking about the law, I'm just wondering how all the major stakeholders could bypass the Child Rights Act, that recognizes anyone below 18 as a minor, and provisions of juvenile courts. These individuals were actually taken to a court. How come that wasn't detected in the process?
Yes, that is it. The prosecution of those children was brought in bad faith, okay? These are people who didn't even know what they were doing, okay? And they carried flag and so what? They are minors. So a minor cannot levy war against the state. A minor cannot be charged for treason or treasonable felony because a minor have no capacity. First, he cannot even give consent in the first place. So the case was faulty ab initio. And those who arrested them and prosecuted or arraigned them must be punished. They must be punished because this is how Nigeria is embarrassed. Nigeria is embarrassed because law enforcement agencies that are supposed to do their due diligence, have a legal department that must profile cases before you go to. This is not the president's fault. This is the president only doing a damage control. He has to step in at this point since he has those powers resident with his Attorney General, and this must be solved because
he has called for an investigation into this matter.
That is the way to go. They must prosecute those who engineered this.
Hopefully, this would change the engagement with protesters going forward.
Very well.
That's our time. Legal practitioner Ivan Sufili, thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure.